On this question, we have a line intersecting this parabola at one point. So this is a very standard question that you can pretty much count on seeing on any digital SAT. First off, when you have an intersection, you get both of your equations in the y equals format and set them equal. So the first one needs to be divided by 2 on both sides. So if you have 2y equals 4.5, you can divide by 2, and now you've got 4.5 over 2. And just simplify that a little by multiplying by 2 on the top and the bottom. So that would be 9 over 4. So y equals 9 over 4. And that's your first line. It doesn't have an x, so that actually means it'll be a horizontal line. It'll be the collection of all the y values. It'll be the collection of all the points with a y value of 9 over 4. Just to get a little mental image of what that looks like. For the next equation, that one's already in the y equals format, so we're already ready to set them equal. So we've got 9 over 4 equals negative 4x squared plus bx. So this is an equation in a quadratic format, and we need to remind ourselves when we have a quadratic, if this is a quadratic, that means we want to get everything on one side equal to 0, preferably with the x squared side being positive. So if we add 4x squared to both sides and take away bx, it'll look like this. It'll be 4x squared minus bx plus 9 over 4 equals 0. Now, these things tend to be a lot more convenient if you can get rid of your fractions, and that's easy to do right here if we multiply both sides by 4. So that'll give us 16x squared minus 4bx plus 9. So the question is talking to us about the number of solutions. It says this happens at one point. So we have a quadratic situation with one solution, and that's a reference to the idea of the discriminant. Now, here's the quadratic formula. You should have it memorized if you don't already. And the discriminant is this part right here of the quadratic formula. And I'm going to just make up numbers that have nothing to do with this question so you can see what happens with the discriminant. Let's say we had 2 plus or minus root 4 over 3 after we solved out the quadratic equation a little bit. 2 plus or minus root 0 over 3 and 2 plus or minus root negative 4 over 3. So what are we doing? We're creating different values for the discriminant, positive, 0, and negative. And so if you have a positive discriminant, you're going to have two answers, two solutions. And that's because we would be adding 2 and taking away 2 there. If you have a discriminant equal to 0, you're going to have one solution, one answer, and that's because we wouldn't be adding or taking away anything. The answer would simply be 2/3. And if you have a negative discriminant, you're going to have no solutions, no answers, and that's because you can't have a negative under a radical. So in this question, when they tell us that there's one solution, they're basically telling us that b squared minus 4ac equals 0 because it's this situation here. So the a, b, and c of our quadratic right now are 16 minus 4b and 9. So there's a little confusion. The b of our quadratic is negative 4b. College Board is known to overlap the letters and have a, b, and c be variables in a question where there's like an a, b, and c type of formula. It adds a little confusion, but we can handle it. So we've got the b squared minus 4ac equals 0. That's minus 4b squared minus 4 times 16 times 9 equals 0. Negative 4b squared is 16b squared. And 4 times 16 times 9, that is 64 times 9, which is negative 576 equals 0. Add the 576 to the other side. Divide by 16. We get b squared equals 36. And when you take the square root of that, you'll have plus or minus 6. But they were telling us that it was a positive, so just square root of 36, which is 6. And that's our answer to this question.